You're having a great conversation with a woman you're interested in. Everything seems to be going perfectly, and then suddenly she says something that completely throws you off guard. Maybe she cancels plans last minute, acts cold out of nowhere, or asks you a question that feels like a trap. Your instinct might be to panic, apologize, or try to fix whatever went wrong. But what if I told you that this moment isn't a problem at all? What if it's actually an opportunity disguised as a challenge, and your response to it will determine whether she sees you as boyfriend material or just another guy who doesn't understand women? Welcome back to the channel where we decode the mysteries of attraction and give you the tools to succeed in your dating life. Today we're diving deep into something that most men completely miss, but every successful guy intuitively understands: the hidden evaluation system that women use to separate high-value men from everyone else. By the end of this video, you'll not only recognize these moments when they happen, but you'll know exactly how to handle them with confidence. Before we jump in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell because we're constantly dropping content that will transform how you approach relationships and dating. And if this video helps you understand something new about women, let me know in the comments below. Now, let's talk about something that might surprise you. Women are constantly evaluating the men in their lives, but not in the way most guys think. It's not about your job, your car, or how much money you make, although those things can play a role. The evaluation system women use is far more sophisticated and primal than that. It's about survival instincts that have been hardwired into human psychology for thousands of years. Think about it from an evolutionary perspective. Throughout human history, a woman's choice in a mate had massive consequences for her survival and the survival of her children. She needed someone who could protect her, provide for her, and stay committed during the most vulnerable times of her life. These instincts don't just disappear because we live in modern times with dating apps and text messages. They show up in subtle ways that most men never recognize. This is where the testing comes in, and here's the key point that changes everything. Women don't consciously decide to test you. It's not like she wakes up in the morning and thinks, "Today I'm going to test this guy to see if he's worthy." Instead, these behaviors emerge naturally from her subconscious mind as a way to gauge your character, your confidence, and your ability to handle pressure. The first type of evaluation you need to understand is what I call the pressure test. This is when a woman creates a small amount of conflict or stress to see how you react. Maybe she disagrees with something you said, even though she doesn't really care about the topic. Maybe she acts slightly moody or withdrawn without explaining why. Maybe she mentions another guy in conversation to see if you get jealous or insecure. Most men fail this test immediately because they go into fix-it mode. They start apologizing, explaining themselves, or trying to solve a problem that doesn't actually exist. They might say things like, "What's wrong? Did I do something? I'm sorry if I upset you." This reaction signals to her subconscious mind that you're not confident in yourself and that you'll crumble under real pressure. The right response is counterintuitive but incredibly powerful. You stay calm, maintain your composure, and don't take responsibility for emotions that aren't yours. If she's acting moody, you might say something like, "You seem like you have something on your mind. I'm here if you want to talk about it, but I'm not going to guess what's bothering you." This shows that you're supportive but not desperate, caring but not codependent. The second type of evaluation is the compliance test, and this one trips up even guys who think they understand women. This is when she makes small requests or demands to see if you'll immediately bend to her will. It might be asking you to change your plans, buy her something, or do her a favor right after meeting her. Again, most men think being agreeable makes them attractive, so they say yes to everything. But here's what's really happening in her mind. She's testing whether you have boundaries, and whether you respect yourself enough to say no when appropriate. A man who agrees to everything might seem nice, but he also seems weak and predictable. She's wondering, if he gives in to me this easily, how will he handle other people trying to take advantage of him? How will he protect me if he can't even protect his own interests? This doesn't mean you should be difficult or disagreeable just for the sake of it. It means you should have legitimate boundaries and stick to them. If she asks you to cancel plans with your friends to hang out with her on short notice, you might say, "I'd love to see you, but I already committed to my friends tonight. How about we make plans for tomorrow instead?" This shows that you value your word and your relationships, which are actually attractive qualities. The third type of evaluation is the loyalty test, And this is where things get really interesting. Women need to know that you won't abandon them when things get tough or when other options present themselves. She might mention other guys showing interest in her, or she might point out attractive women around you to see how you react. The mistake most men make is either getting jealous and possessive, which shows insecurity, or acting like they don't care at all, which can seem cold and disconnected. The balanced response acknowledges reality without showing insecurity. If she mentions another guy hitting on her, you might say something like, "I'm not surprised. You're an attractive woman and guys are going to notice that. I'm confident enough in what we have that I don't worry about it." Now let's talk about the biggest game changer when it comes to passing these evaluations. Understanding that your energy and emotional state matter more than your specific words or actions. Women are incredibly intuitive when it comes to reading energy and detecting authenticity. If you're trying to say the right things but your energy is nervous, desperate, or seeking approval, she'll pick up on that disconnect immediately. This is why technique and pickup lines only get you so far. You can memorize the perfect responses to every situation, but if your underlying energy is coming from a place of neediness or insecurity, those responses won't land the way you want them to. The most important thing is developing genuine confidence and self-respect that comes from within. Here's a practical framework for developing that energy. Start seeing these moments not as tests you need to pass, but as opportunities to demonstrate who you really are. When you're confident in your value and secure in yourself, these situations become much easier to navigate because you're not performing or trying to impress anyone. You're simply being yourself and letting her decide if that's what she wants. Another crucial element is understanding the difference between confidence and arrogance. Confident men are secure but humble, strong but kind. They don't need to prove anything to anyone, but they also don't put others down to build themselves up. Arrogant men, on the other hand, often overcompensate for insecurity by being loud, aggressive, or dismissive. Women can spot this difference immediately, and while some might be initially attracted to arrogant behavior, it doesn't create the kind of deep, lasting attraction that leads to meaningful relationships. True confidence is magnetic because it creates a sense of safety and stability that allows both people to be vulnerable and authentic with each other. Let me give you a real-world example that illustrates all of these principles. Imagine you're dating someone and she suddenly becomes distant and stops responding to your texts as quickly as she used to. The insecure response would be to bombard her with messages asking what's wrong, apologizing for things you didn't do, or trying to win back her attention through grand gestures. The confident response is to give her space while maintaining your own emotional stability. You might send one message saying something like, "Hey, you seem busy lately. No pressure, just reach out when you have time." Then you continue living your life, pursuing your goals, and spending time with other people who appreciate your company. This approach works because it shows that you're not dependent on her attention for your happiness, but you're also not cold or uncaring. You're simply secure enough in yourself to let her have whatever space she needs while maintaining your own dignity and self-respect. The beautiful thing about understanding these dynamics is that it takes the pressure off both of you. When you're not constantly worried about saying the wrong thing or failing some invisible test, you can relax and be more authentic. And when she sees that you understand her on this deeper level, she can relax too and stop feeling like she needs to guard herself so carefully. Remember, the goal isn't to manipulate or trick anyone. It's to become the kind of person who naturally handles these situations with grace and confidence. It's to develop the emotional maturity and self-awareness that makes you genuinely attractive, not just to women, but to everyone in your life. So the next time you find yourself in one of these moments, take a deep breath, trust yourself, and respond from a place of genuine confidence rather than fear or insecurity. Your future self will thank you for it. If this video opened your eyes to something new about attraction and relationships, make sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who could benefit from this information. And don't forget to subscribe for more content that will help you succeed in every area of your life.